Good morning, Kenny Tate with Monty Box Realtors again here for another post to my video blog. Going to do something a little bit different this morning. One of the things, if you followed along, I mentioned in one of my earlier posts was that I get really tired of the way the media portrays the real estate market. They give you big splashy headlines designed to sell newspapers and do different things, and I understand why they have to do that. The problem that I have is that it distorts the marketplace a little bit because any market is made up of the psychology of the buyers and sellers that are in it. Because ultimately market value is always determined by what a willing buyer is willing to pay and a seller is willing to take if the property's been exposed for a reasonable amount of time, and there's no undue influence in the marketplace. Given that, I think that it's unfortunate that most market data comes to you that is 30 days old and doesn't give you a true reflection of where we're at right now. So one of my goals is to bring you a weekly update of what's happening in the marketplace right now. You have to keep in mind that there is no such thing as the big blob known as the market. The market's made up of all kinds of little sub-markets. So this information could vary from neighborhood to neighborhood, price range to price range, but it's going to give you an overall big snapshot, and that's really kind of what I wanted to do. The thing that you see on the screen is an analysis of the closed sales year-to-date in 2010 up to September the 24th. When you compare that to the same period of time for 2009, you get a pretty solid picture of what we're doing year over year. One thing that you need to keep in mind this year that I think is extremely prevalent is the fact that last year at this time we still had tax credits available to buyers, and those tax credits were going to expire on November 30th. So there was quite a bit of motivation for buyers in that particular marketplace that doesn't exist today. But if you look year over year numbers, so far through September 24th of this year, we've had 663 fewer sales in the Greater Tulsa Association of Realtors MLS. That represents a 7.16% decrease in the number of closed units. That doesn't quite fit the Tulsa World's number of a few weeks back of 27% below. They were looking at a month over month. Month over month is a very difficult way to look at property prices because I can promise you that January is going to look better than December in most cases. So month over month is a difficult way to look at. The important thing that I think you need to look at on this particular chart, and I'm sorry that I don't have both of them posted side by side, is the fact that the average sale price has not dropped significantly. In 2009, the average sale price was $148,097, whereas it's actually up a little bit to $148,590 this particular year. Now, some of that may be due to the tax credits and buyers being willing to pay a little bit more in the early parts of the year, but nonetheless, we don't see a great push down on prices. Now, if you're a seller out there and you're thinking, well, gosh, my property hadn't moved, and if there's no downward pressure, what's going on? I hate to break the news to you, but it probably represents the fact that you were already overpriced a little bit, or you've got some sort of condition issue related to your price. The other thing to take note of is that last year, days on the market for typical sold property was 55 days. This particular year, we're down just slightly at 54 days. Now, when you take that on a sale-by-sale basis, it doesn't seem to mean much, but when you're talking about close to 9,000 sales, the fact that the market's moving a little faster for those people that are successful is a good sign that there is some health to the marketplace. All in all, this is not a market to write home about, and I don't want to pull the wool over anybody's eyes, but I also want you to go into things eyes wide open and understand that the media doesn't always portray it as it is. Now, hopefully, what this will encourage you to do is if you want good market information, understand I can do this analysis for any given neighborhood, any given price range, or any segment that you want. So if you want good information, let me or any other real estate professional give you good, solid, up-to-the-minute information. Don't believe everything that you read or hear on TV. Tune in again next week, and I'll give you the market as it stands 1 week from today. You can go to my website at www.kennytate.com.